You love. You want to come over this way, son? Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yo, what you call him?
Yeah, it's on. Shalom, sis. Denise Monroe, Shalom. Bina, Shalom, sisters.
How you feeling, my sister? We heard that you're doing well. You're doing better. All praises to
All
Yahweh on
praises.
that. All praises.
Marcus Israel, Shalom, my brother. Tiffany Allah, Shalom, Shalom. Let y'all climb on up in the room.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You know it.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, snap.
Tuvaya, Shalom, my brother.
Tuvaya
Irish.
Israel. Shalom, my brother. Oh, man. We love that.
Man.
Reuben. Abaya, Israel. You do the preliminaries thing.
Yeah. You got a beautiful lesson at hand. Pride will kill thou. What's it? Four Tribe, Shalom, Shalom. Larry M, Shalom. Judah Mack, my brother, Shalom. All right. Extendo gang. Extendo name, right. How y'all doing today? How everybody doing today? Let's start with jokes.
All right.
Shalom, family. Shalom, Shalom. Gladstone and Jamie Morrison, Shalom. Make sure my mic on. I don't need a battery.
Is it on?
Yeah. I think that one, make sure y'all can be heard.
Yeah, mine is on there.
Yeah.
Yours is on?
The battery's out. One of
Yeah, this one out right here.
Yeah, but you close enough.
Where?
Yeah, you want to come right
There, you
there?
just put it right there in the middle.
Yeah. We gonna try to, Larry M. By the Most High's will, we gonna try to.
Yeah.
Y'all come
Save
on
me
up
some
in, man.
battery juice over here.
Y'all come on up in this deal.
I'm on in the room.
You know, this is Milk Mondays. You know, I like that.
Yeah, Milk Mondays.
Man.
Yeah.
You know, Milk Mondays was I don't even know how I thought of it. I was just thinking about Eminem, you know, MELCHIZEDEK Media, and stuff like that. I was like, ooh, Milk Mondays sound good.
Right.
You know, and then I was trying to see who could do it, you know what I mean? But I was like, dang, I don't know who gonna do it. And I was like, wait a minute, man. You know, you could do some milk, you know what I'm saying? You could prepare some milk, you know.
Yes, son.
You're not
While even you people.
You might not prepare a good big old feast. You know what I'm saying? Just yet.
Man, stop doubting yourself.
Man,
I'm not doubting myself. It's just that
we here together. We here together. We're gonna have the milk, the meat,
yeah, right.
the sad dishes, the living water, the bread of life.
That's right.
We got it. The Most High's with us. Most High's with us, man. We got it. Milk Mondays. You know.
What's wrong with your brother, bro? Woo! Mediocre. But what I was getting to what I was alluding to is that you know the brothers, you know how all our lesson is kind of intertwines with each other. You know what I'm saying? How Yaki bringing out the Holy Spirit, Mally he's bringing out you know parables, and he goes in depth on certain topics that do arise. How you know with the power of the tongue, power of the touch. You know what I'm saying? And me, you know what I'm saying, with you know, Milk Mondays, you know, it all interacts with each other.
Right, most definitely.
You know,
This class to be off the chain, man.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? You like the Milk Mondays, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, hey, all praises to the Most High.
Hallelujah.
All praises to the Most High. So, y'all, let's get up in this deal.
Milk Mondays.
Yeah.
Milk missiles.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Melchizedek is loyal kingsman. That's what the milk. That's what the milk stand for, my brother.
What?
Melchizedek is loyal kingsman.
Oh, yeah. Milk Mondays.
Yes, sir.
Look, I ain't good like that, y'all. I cannot rap, I can't sing or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But milk is good for the body. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. And Denise Moreau, you go ahead and continue to relax. You know what I'm saying? Let the spirit strengthen you. You know what I mean? And your faith has made thee whole. You know, and your faith is going to continue to make thee whole. You know it, I know it, and everybody
right.
and everybody that hears our my voice knows it as well. So we shall continue to pray for thee, but thou must have faith in the prayer. Alrighty, y'all. Let's not waste any more time. You know what I mean? Let's get this prayer started. You think?
Yes, sir. Just get it done.
I'll get this prayer hot milk
started.
going on.
Man, Pootie gave me putting a TH on the end of everything now. Pootie, man, everything she say now is with a TH. It's like, okay.
Say,
You
boy.
know, she was Maria was over there today.
Yeah, today. Yeah.
But speaking that
Told
old
her
English.
about for the clothes too.
All praise, glory, and honor to the Most High, the only creator and possessor of all things.
Oh,
Hey,
praise.
wild, hey.
All praises.
All praise, glory, and honor. Long and forever live his anointed, beloved Son in the hearts and minds of faith we elect.
Long live the King.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. I be new. Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Yikadesh.
Yikadesh.
Shimka. Tabo. Malkuteka. Yeah, I say. Ratzoka. Shabbat Shemayim. K. Baaret. Etlakim. Kukenu. Tang Lanu. Hayom. Uslak Lanu. Oh. Kataenu. Come on. Shall so king. Gam. Anaknu. Lakotin. Lanu. Wa'o. Tabienu. Lide. Nisayo. King. In. Kotsenu. Mean hara. Kilaka. Hamamlaka. Wahabura. Wahatifaret. Laome. Olamin. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the mighty God. In English, our Father in heaven. Holy is your name. May your kingdom come. And your will be done. On earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us. Our sins. As we also. Have forgiven those. Who sinned against us. And lead us not. Into temptation. But deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. And ever. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Praise the
Hallelujah.
mighty Yah. Wee.
Really get some crack. You gotta let me know.
That was it right there. Okay, hey, great lessons, y'all. You said we gotta go.
Yeah.
But all praises to the Most High, man. All praises. Woo. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right, y'all. Welcome, family, for another night of Milk Mondays. I'm your loyal and faithful servant, Yakanan Eleazar. Am I right?
I'm your humble servant, Uriel, your brother, indeed and in truth.
Kanya. And we would like to bring in a lesson that is that should have came out 2 years ago for me. However, I wasn't ready for it. I guess you could say the Spirit didn't move me to do it. I had the topic, pride will kill us thou. However, I didn't have the at the time, to bring it out. But now tonight, family, we're gonna bring it out. Let us proceed to go to Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 10, verse 12. And if y'all can hear us good, may y'all put a 5 up in here. Cool. They can hear us. Starting with a sword, Shalom, my brother. Tuvaya Yisrael, Shalom, my brother. Tuvaya. Did you holler at the brother? I know the brother was supposed to holler at you, but we'll talk about that later on, or whatever the case may be. I'll give you a call after this lesson. All right, they ready.
Sirach, chapter 10, verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from God, and his heart is turned away from his maker.
So the beginning of pride is when your heart turns away from your maker. You know what I mean? Pride. Well, I was just talking to one of the elders before we came on. Pride is subtle. You don't even know it at the time that you're engulfed in it. It's subtle. It's very subtle, and before you even realize that you're in it, you're already too late. It's already too late. Can you read that over again, brother?
Sirach chapter 10, verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from Yah, and his heart is turned away from his maker.
So that's the beginning of pride. The beginning of it is when you're not listening to the Most High's words that is being spoken within inside you. When you're not adhering, to the scriptures that has already been written. That's the beginning of pride. When you're not when you're turning and you don't even know that you're turning away from the maker if you're not engulfed in this word, in this book. Let's go to 1 John chapter 2, verse 15 and 19 through 19. 1 John chapter 2, verse 15 through 19.
I'm here, verse 13.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That's later on in the game, man.
Let me mind my business.
That's gonna be later on in the game.
Let me manage my business.
1 John chapter 2, verse 15 through 19.
My daughter got me put a TH on everything now.
She do.
Everything could have a TH.
It's low to Pootie. You know what I mean? She look dead on Pashi Poo, man. 1 John 2, 15 through 19.
1 John chapter 2, Verse 15.
And if y'all remember, you know, in our last lesson that we did regarding reasoning, you know what I'm saying? Let us reason together.
Yeah.
You know, we went over this, you know, and we're gonna go over this again just to keep us keep it fresh into our mind. And I'm not gonna bring in slowly but surely, you know, how Yaki does it and stuff like that. I like going straight to the point because it's milk. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason for us to try to, you know, bam, it's milk. You know, something that we should know already, something that we should go over and stuff like that we already have been over. But let's go over it again. You know what I'm saying? Just so it could be familiarized in our hearts and in our minds. Because again, pride is very subtle. Before you realize that you're in pride, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Things are already occurring, you know what I mean, that really you can't get out of because of your pride. You know, it's once you're in pride, it's you have to put your trust into the Most High to either take you through it alive or have mercy on your soul. Go ahead, bro.
Another thing too, we don't realize that we in it, you know, because pride comes before your downfall, of course.
Right.
But then also too, if you're not spiritually inclined, you don't know what to do to get up out of it, and you don't know why things are happening to you.
That's right.
You were once blessed, but because of that blessing, you became prideful, and with that pride, you started falling. And now you're wondering, now how did this happen, or how do I get up out of it? And that's what you're breaking down, ready to break down now.
Kind. 1 John chapter 2, verse 15.
1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
So John is letting us know, love not the world, or anything that is in the world. As you already know, as we already know, we're Hebrews. We have crossed over. This life, this world or whatever not has truly no value to us. You know, we are just passing through, you know, and we cannot take a hold on or grasp on to certain things, whether it's physical, principalities, or anything of that nature of this world. Continue reading.
Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh.
Everything that's in this world is the lust of the flesh. It didn't say some things. It says for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh. And we already know what the lust of the flesh is, you know, adultery, eating too much, gluttony, fornication, you know,
lasciviousness.
Exactly. Say it a little bit louder, you know, say lasciviousness. And all these things are the lust of the flesh. Go ahead and continue reading, bro.
Verse 16 again. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes.
The lust of the eyes. So anything that you see that might tickle your fancy, you know, what?
Like adultery. Like, man, look,
I don't want to say anything.
Like a little, you know, going into adultery. Like you can have adulterous eyes. You know,
okay.
You can have stealing eyes. You know, you see something that doesn't belong to you, and you're staring at it like, dang, I could take that. Like you're stealing with your eyes, or you just undress somebody's wife with your eyes and with your mind. You know, so it's just like the lust of the eyes, right? Most definitely.
You know, when it sets up in your heart, that's when you got to repent right then and there.
Okay.
And one thing I want to say real quick, and when that is going on, the lust of the eyes. When you look at a sister, look at her dead in the eyes and say, how you doing, sister?
Right.
See, so that way, when you address a sister like that, then certain thoughts don't come into your mind because the way that you address her.
Right.
First and foremost, when you see it, just keep your hands up, look up. Don't even be looking down. Don't look waist high. I mean, waist low or down past the neck.
Yeah.
Look in the eye and say, how you doing, sister?
Okay.
So then right there with that breeze, okay, this is my sister right here, so I'm not getting ready to lust. There's certain things that we can do in the mind state to get us away from our lasciviousness, you know what I'm saying,
and our coveting and things like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's crucial, bro, because it does work, man.
It do. Like, man, like the best thing to do, man, just to stay out the way. You know, just like like putting myself on out there, just like, man, if I see a brother, sister, when I like Shalom says, and I try to get out, what I'm saying, walk past her super fast, just I won't have them kind of thoughts or nothing, or I want my brother stern, like, man, he just looked at me real, just like, no, Shalom says, keep it pushing, it's like
If I see a brother with his whip or whatever, I look directly at him and speak to him. I won't even look at her.
What's
You
that?
know what I'm saying? Because that's just, I don't need to look at you, sister. This is your covering right here. I don't know if this is your husband or not, but this is a brother that's with you. So, hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 boom. And I keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? If I see a sister, hey, sister, how you doing? Keep it pushing. And that way, man, when we address each other, our brother, hey, what's going on, brother? Or instead of what's up, my nigga?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on, bro? You know what's happening, bro?
Yeah.
Bro Sham?
Yeah.
You know, so what's up, bro Sham? You know what I'm saying, bro? It sets it up in your heart. And also, too, they be like, man, I kind of like that little connotation, right? I like that, you know what I'm saying? So then they will carry it on. You dig what I'm saying? So, I mean, man, it's all about mindset. Everything is mind state. And it's pride. Very powerful topic tonight, and I'm glad you're going over here, bro.
I got a 2 Peter. Hey, Tuve, I put this in a board, bro. 2 Peter, chapter 2, verse 14. So it's going to talking about the eyes. It says, having eyes full of adultery. So now this is going to talk about the lust of the eyes. So it says, having eyes full of adultery, and that cannot cease from sin. Beguiling unstable souls.
Beguiling.
In hearts they have exercised with covetous practice, cursed children.
That's going into the lust of the eyes, huh?
Yeah, going to the lust of the eyes.
Go ahead, bro.
All right. So, 1 John chapter 2, verse 16 again.
Okay.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life.
And the pride of life. And the pride of life. Prideful of your life. How you living. How you think you should be living. How you want to be living. All that goes into your life. And how you and like how the elder was saying, what's going on into your mind. What's going on into your mind to whereas you can let me go ahead and get
real
spiritually naked, y'all. I used to be very, very, very prideful, and in all actuality, I didn't even know it, until it hit me, until that fateful night, what I'm saying, where I died, what I'm saying, to where there was no breath in me, and when I realized that it was pride, all these things, all my thoughts came back to me, to moments of pride, moments to whereas it was minute things that happened, but it kept on building up. And I remember the last time that I almost died, prior to the swimming thing, but when I was in Chicago, and I got jumped by a bunch of dudes, and my rib had to get them dudes up off me. I remember the thought that came into my mind. Look at them cats over there. We shouldn't go that way. Let's go back home. Right? That was my first thought. But guess what my second thought was?
Right. It's like let's go over there.
I don't give a damn about that.
Right.
And to be real with you, I said my name. I'm Juanito. I'm from Cali. F them niggas. I'm gonna go where I wanna go. So being prideful, you know what I'm saying? All these little blocks came to whereas it made my pride huge. I'm talking about huge to whereas Pride is something to whereas we think higher above ourselves than what we really are.
Right, most definitely.
Because of nothing too, but with that pride, because first of all, the Ruach HaKodesh told you not to go that way.
Right.
But because of your pride, you see what I'm saying? You almost got beat to death.
Right.
Pride comes before your downfall.
Right.
See, and that's the thing. I've been telling our brothers that we need to learn to have our spirits, have ourselves, our bodies, and our temples clear, so we be able to listen to what the Most High is telling us through the Ruach HaKodesh. So where it ain't gonna be no, well, I think this, I think that. We just doing exactly what the Ruach tells us to do.
Right. It leads you into truth.
Exactly. Right. But we have to have our temples clear. We have to be focused, man. The fasting and the praying. We gotta store them things.
Yes.
We have to, bro.
Yes. Yes.
You know, so because the thing about it is that who's to say you're gonna have something to eat tomorrow or something to drink tomorrow? And if you don't have it, then what are you gonna do? You're gonna flip. You know, most everybody got shorties. Okay, but when you living in the word, you letting the word dwell in you, and you asking and praying that the Ruach come and live in you, you know what to do. Your shorties will know what to do. But you ain't gonna panic and they ain't gonna panic.
Right.
Man, we dead without the Most High, bro.
Right.
It's that simple. We are dead. We are walking dead. We on death row without the Most High.
And the Spirit, read on, bro. And before you go, hey, all praises Todah Rabbah, all praises to the Most High for your entry, for your what you call it, man. Appreciate that. Glad that you're here too, bro. Continue reading.
Verse 17.
Wait, no, the end of 16.
Oh, verse 16. I'm sold over, family.
All right.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father.
Is not of the Abba. But is what?
But is of the world.
But is of the world. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 17. The world passeth away.
So the world's gonna pass away. You know what I mean? We gonna have a new heaven and a new earth. Go ahead.
That's right. And the lust thereof.
And all that lustfulness thereof, all that wanting, what lust is a strong desire, you know what I'm saying, to have something, you know. It's not bad or wrong to have a strong desire to want to get into the kingdom. It's not wrong to want to have a strong desire to want to be righteous and want to do right and stuff like that, you know. But the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, all that is gonna get get dissolved. It's gonna get thrown into the lake with the snake.
Because all those are attributes of Satan. Those are not attributes of the Most High. Because if you look at it for what it is, it says right here, it says the love of the Father. So so now you got two fathers, right? Because it says you are of the devil, right?
Your father.
So that's a father. The world was given to the hand of the wicked. He said the lust of the world. So just like, look, that's this father, which is Satan, has the world. So look, that's not the father we trying to be like. We trying to be like the Most High, the true Father. So so there is two different fathers, and we gotta be
adherent to his word and to the Holy Spirit. You know, Todah Rabbah, all praises to the Most High for the wonderful lessons that our brother Yaki is bringing out too regarding the Holy Spirit too as well. Continue reading, bro.
Todah Solomon McFadden.
Oh, Solomon McFadden, my brother, man. Shalom is thou. Shalom is thou.
Verse 18, little children, it is the last time.
Actually, finish 17 up.
Verse 17 again. And the world passeth away in the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
So if you're doing the will of God, and how do we know about the will of God? By reading the word and by listening to the Holy Ruach. You know, by listening to him. You know, there's certain things like how the brothers be bringing out. There's certain things that the Holy Ruach tells you to do. You know what I'm saying? That is righteous. That is not in the scripture, because it's not telling the Holy Ruach is telling me to go talk to that brother. You know, get up and go and go over here. I didn't have to read it. Get up and go over here and talk to this.
Says,
brother.
Right. It's like,
you know what I'm saying?
Because the word is in your heart.
You know, and because there's going to come a time, Jeremiah 31:31, that the script, that the word is going to be on our heart. You know what I mean? and we're in the transition of that, you know. So now we have to start adhering to what what the Holy Ruach tells us to do. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 18. Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come.
And as we know, and I could have stopped you at 17, but I wanted to continue reading this because as we know, there's going to be a great falling away, you know, and we are living in the last days, you know, to whereas Jacob's troubles is going to be coming on, to whereas tribulation is going to be coming on, and right now we can see a shift. We can see that great falling away. You know, a brother an Antichrist brother, you know, Israelite, just brought out the fact that, you know, Christ ain't real, and he used to be. You know what I'm saying? With us. And go ahead.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead, bro.
But when it's like that, I no longer call them brethren because nothing to you ain't even supposed to
say shalom to them.
Shalom.
Yeah, right.
So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? One of our beloved brothers, you fell away. That's what it is. Now you on the other side. Big on saying we can't mistake this because in these last days, when these Negroes get a chance to turn us in, they will do that.
Right.
If they have a chance to stab us in the back, they will do that because they are anti-Christ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just keep it real and 100, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't down with this word right there and everything about this Bible and these scriptures, you know what I'm saying? And the Most High being the only begotten Son of Yahushua, and that he was born through the Ruach HaKodesh. Mary got impregnated. You know what I'm saying? He was murdered. He rose again. He's seen many. You know what I'm saying? And he's coming back to retrieve us. If you ain't talking about that, then you are my enemy.
Right.
You will not accept that you're my enemy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep it pushing. Right. I don't need to persecute you because you already persecuted.
Yeah. You condemned already.
Right.
You condemned already.
Another thing I was thinking, you know, just listening to what the elder just said, like, man, it's like, okay, so it says like your enemies are those of your own household, right? Yeah. So now it's like, okay, when that time do come, right? So when that time do come, and those people who once were enlightened, right? So those that were once enlightened, they already know where we at.
Exactly.
They already know where we at. They like, look,
they over there.
They over here. You know what I'm saying? They over here. They know where we at because like they was once enlightened. So they whole mindset is to persecute the saints. So they already know, like, look, I know where they at. They down here. They right here.
Didn't Judas do that? I know where he is. Right. I'll tell you what, the one who I kiss.
That's him.
That's him. So it's like they already know. So it's like they already know how to point them out. It's crazy.
Hey, when we finish this reading, this right here is gonna explain it all.
Verse 18 again.
There's a reason why I wanted to bring it out. Go ahead.
Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard, that Antichrist shall come. Even now, are there many Antichrists?
There are what?
Many Antichrists.
So the Antichrist is not just one person. You know what I'm saying? One person, like how we was taught a Christian church. There are many Antichrists. Go ahead.
Whereby we know that it is the last time. They went out from us.
So they went out from us. Talking about the Antichrist, right?
Right. Those that was amongst us, right?
Go ahead.
But they were not of us.
So they came, even though they came out from us, they were not of us.
Right.
Because the true remnant, the true people of the Messiah, you know what I'm saying? His sheep, hears his voice. Right. And just like some of us men might go
chapter 2, 1 John chapter 2, verse 18.
Some of us men, you know, might have been into been to jail before, whatever not. We went in as men and we came out as men. You know, some men went in as men and came out as boys. You know, so some of us regarding the Hamashiach, we stand on our square, period. But some, as the scriptures is saying right here, they went out from us, but they were not of us. You know what I'm saying? Even though they was around us or whatever or not, you know, even though they portrayed to be messianic or whatever, their faith wasn't as strong. And any type of strong wind of doctrine, different wind of doctrine or whatever or not, caught them, and now they out of here. Right. Go ahead, read.
Verse 19 again. They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us.
That's right.
But they went out, that they might be made manifest that they were not of us, not all of us.
That's right. That's it right there, my brother. Let's go to Proverbs.
It's like, if you look at it, it sounds like birth. Because so now when you go back to who was it, Ishmael, right? So just like at the end of the day, it's like that was his son.
David said, yeah. I mean,
no, it's Abraham's son. It was Abraham's son, but the Most High said, "Give me your only son." So it's just like Isaac. So it's like, it sounds like birth. Like though they came out, it's like it still wasn't of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Ishmael came out of the mother. You know, Abraham was the father, but at the end of the day, it's just like he wasn't of Israel. That's just like he wasn't the son of the promise. He wasn't the son of the promise. So it's like these right here was not the seed of the promise.
Exactly.
And the only reason, and another thing too, because the only reason that Ishmael was born, is because Sarah was disobedient and she didn't believe.
Okay.
So go into my handmaid. See what I'm saying? Now, if she would have believed the story that the angel told her, she would never have told Abraham to do that thing like that.
Right.
So guess what? Ishmael is born.
Right.
Due to unbelief.
It's crazy.
To a lack of belief too.
And then it's like,
she didn't believe. Actually didn't believe. There was a lack of belief. She did not believe the fact that she can produce a child in her old age. Right.
So she said, you go into, okay, Abraham was like, all right, cool.
And then it's like, man, you look at it.
I'm gonna be a father of many nations.
And another
right, bro.
No, I'm saying, man, if you look at it, another aspect also, man, flesh and the spirit, because at the end of the day, it's just like Ishmael was of the flesh, right? So when the Most High told Ishmael, when he told Abraham, he said, "Look, cut that son off." He said, "Look, but he will be blessed." So right then and there, he was showing Abraham circumcision right then and there. You know, though he wasn't circumcised until Genesis 13, but at the same time, he's like, look, you have to cut the flesh off so you can live with the spirit. So that's what he was showing, because she came from Egypt, right? So Egypt was nothing but flesh. Israel is nothing but the spirit. So he's like, well, you got to cut the flesh off in order for you to live with the spirit. So he's like, once she cut Ishmael off, they went off to the wilderness or whatnot. What happened? Israel came, and look where we at now. You know what I'm saying? He lived with the spirit. But guess what? The wife, Sarah, she saw Ishmael kept trying to kill Isaac. So she represents wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So she's wisdom. She's seeing that the flesh is trying to kill the spirit. So she's like, nah. So now she's going to talk to the Abba, right? Which Abraham's representing the Most High. So now spirit is hollering at the Father, like, look, the flesh is trying to kill the spirit. We got to cut that flesh off. So once you cut the flesh off, now the spirit can live. So now it lives. You know. So
that's important too, because she had to go. She had to go. She wanted Isaac dead. You dig what I'm saying? Because then Ishmael
would have had all the blessings.
Would have inherited everything. Just like by default, if Satan can kill off, because Revelation chapter 12, it says what Satan knows he has for a short time. If he can kill us off by default, he think that he will be able to inherit this and he won't have to go through the punishment that he's going through. But guess what? He has received the word. This nigga know he only got but a short time left.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So what he's doing is pulling out all the punches right now. He's the divide and conquer. That's the one thing you do off top.
Right.
Most definitely.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? It happened with the first murder in the earth. Divide and conquer. Jealousy, divide and conquer.
And that's what happened. And that's actually that we can see that going on around her. You know what I'm saying?
Around her.
We can see that, man.
Every day. But that's why I say, man, listen, I love my people. I love my people, man. Period. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is 2/3 of us gonna be destroyed. and the brothers and sisters got fire out or fire spirits on them, you know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of them that got reprobate minds. They ain't never coming back. Because the only one that bring it back is
the Most High. Yeah, man.
And you would have to be able to come to him to act. You know what I'm saying? If you're in that state of mind, you ain't thinking about the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You thinking about the lust, the lasciviousness, you know what I'm saying? The want of all things.
Right.
You're thinking about all the things that the heathen thinks about. You dig what I'm saying? So now we ain't got a chance, but that's why I can see only a remnant of a remnant gonna make it to the kingdom.
Most definitely.
And we got it. Like what we doing now. I mean, bro, this is what it is. You know, I've been watching my little brothers. I've been watching y'all, man, for years. Just keep them with it. I'm talking about steady going. And what you do is that you see the fruits of the labor when we have feast days.
Man.
And you see all the brothers,
right,
and the women, and all the shorties.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man, I love them short legs, man.
Right. I see you over there when they was throwing.
Look. Hey, every feast you gonna see me with them short leggers. They're my babies.
Right, but see, that's the fruits of the labor that the Most High bless us to be able to do. Because without keeping this up, we won't have that.
Okay.
Hey, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Proverbs 3, verse 1 through 8, y'all. Yeah, Proverbs 3, verse 1 through 8.
Proverbs chapter 3, family.
Remember, pride, it will kill thou. It will kill thou.
Put some
pride. Go ahead, man.
Put some 7 in the room if y'all getting some understanding.
Oh, we only touched the surface.
I know, but still, but the conversations, you know, you know, just making sure, you know, we on all.
Y'all ain't sleep.
Right. We have to have dialogue along with the teaching.
Most
definitely. You know what I'm saying? So we can bring different perspectives along with the scripture.
So it lets you know, just like everybody have, like the Most High then dealt with everybody individual, and everybody have like different perspectives how they look at the script. When Enoch said there's 360,000 ways of the Torah to be understood, it's just like, guess what? It's like he understands it one way, I understand it one way, he understand it one way, Mali understand it one way, Yaki understand it one way, Tuvaya understand it. But guess what? We all still have that same spirit, and it's from the Most High. Like, look, it's like a puzzle. Like, look, in order to put this puzzle together, look, we all need pieces. Like, look, what you bring to the table, I got this. And once you get done, just like, it's complete.
Love it. Proverbs 3, verse 1 through 8.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 1. My son, forget not my law.
Forget not my law. Go ahead.
But let thine heart keep my commandments.
So this is how we battle against pride. You know what I'm saying? The author of this, King Solomon, he's saying, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments.
Right.
Go ahead.
For a length of days.
For a length of what?
For a length of days. And long life. And peace.
And what?
And peace.
And peace. If we keep the commandments, we'll have peace.
A peace of mind.
Go ahead.
A peace of mind.
That's right. Go ahead.
Shall they add to thee?
So this is an add. You know what I mean? Whatever that's given to us because of life, this is an add-on.
Right.
You know, this is extras.
Right.
You know, keeping the commandments and not forgetting the law, you will have a length of days, a long life, and peace during your lifetime. You know what I'm saying? During this lifetime. Go ahead.
Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart.
Mercy and truth. Mercy and truth. We can't be out here, you know what I'm saying, not having mercy upon our brothers and sisters, and we expect mercy. You know, we can't be running around here, you know, just hard upon, you know what I'm saying, our brothers and sisters. Shalom, sis.
Shalom, sis.
Upon our brothers and sisters, you know, and we're not, and we want mercy. Go ahead, bro.
Shalom, bro.
Shalom, my brother.
Verse 4. So shall thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man.
Y'all want to find favor, right? Go ahead, continue.
Verse 5. Trust in the Lord.
Trust in who?
Trust in the Lord.
Trust in man.
Trust in the Lord.
Trust in your mama.
Trust in the Lord.
Go ahead.
With all thine heart.
Mm-hmm.
And lean not into thy own understanding.
This is how you battle against. This is how you battle against pride. Oh, we're on Proverbs chapter 3, verse 4.
Sis, this group, brother. Yeah, the sisters on this side and the bros on this side. Get y'all some head coverings real quick.
Yeah.
Try to find some head coverings real quick.
Some head coverings over there, my brother. We're on Proverbs 3, verse 4.
Oh, they got some.
Proverbs 3, verse 4.
No, just the sisters.
No, you don't need that. Men don't cover their head. You know, only the sisters. Shalom, my brothers.
Proverbs chapter 3.
Okay. Yeah. That's all it's going live now.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 again. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
Trust in who? With what?
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
Mm-hmm.
And lean not to thine own understanding.
And lean not to thine own understanding. Once you start going, once you start listening to yourself and not the Most High, what you're gonna do, you're gonna start veering over to listening to your own understanding, to your own thinking, and not of the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him.
In some of thy ways.
In all thy ways acknowledge him.
And in the ways that you only feel that you should acknowledge him.
In all thy ways acknowledge him.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall direct thy path.
He shall do what?
Direct thy path.
So if you acknowledge the Most High, he's going to direct you to do certain things. You know what I mean? And how do you know that it's the Most High speaking to you? It's because he's not going to tell you to commit sin. And how do we know what sin is? Because we're reading the word. We know what sin is by the book. You know, we're not leading on to our own understanding. To whereas I can take that because I need, or because I want,
right.
Or I can have that because there ain't nobody else around, or let me go holler. You know, no. There's no type of excuse, you know what I'm saying, that we could put upon ourselves to do something that's negative, you know, and think that it's from the Most High. No, it's not. Go ahead, read.
Verse 7. Mm-hmm. Be not wise in thy own eyes.
Be not wise in thy own eyes. Why is that?
Fear the Lord,
mm-hmm.
and depart from evil.
So we know that pride is subtle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Pride is not adhering to the Most High's words. And by us being lofty, high-minded in our own mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, my name is Yakana. So Yakana, man, you're just awesome. You're just great. That's being lofty into my own mind. That's basically begging for pride to come in. You know, pride is the opposite of meekness.
That's right.
Pride is the opposite of humbleness. You know, in the scripture says that the meek shall inherit the earth. But right now, what we're focusing on is pride, because it will kill you. Go ahead, read, bro.
Verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
It shall be healed to thy navel.
It shall be health to thy navel. Mm-hmm.
And marrow to thy bones.
And marrow to thy bones. So be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Most High and depart from evil. When it's talking about fear, the Most High is talking about respect him. You know what I'm saying? Just like how we respect our fathers or our mothers, you know, it says fear the Lord and depart from evil. So if we understand this, to whereas the commandments of the Most High is out there, and we know it's out there, but we want to continue to do wickedness, no, we can't do that. We have to have some type of fear, you know what I'm saying, of it. And the reason why is this, As we go along in this lesson, we're going to see the reasons why. Because the Most High is not playing with none of us. You know what I'm saying? Especially dealing with pride. Go ahead, but wait. Ecclesiastes. We're going to go to Philippians 4, verse 4 through 8. Philippians 4, verse 4 through 8. You got a Bible, bro? What's your name? Jay? You got a Bible? You got that right there.
Just big letters.
Philippians 4. Philippians in the what we call the New Testament, kind of like in the back of the book, if you know where it's at. Philippians chapter 4, verse 4 through 8. Pride. Pride, it will kill you. I know this to be a fact. I know this to be a fact. There's been many a times, you know, to whereas I escaped out of things, you know what I'm saying, to where I was like, woo, boy, I got a mouthpiece on me. I remember one time I was at a motel, right? And this was in my carnal life. And I was leaving the hotel or whatever the case may be, and I had some drugs on me. And I looked, right, and you know them police, they be posted up at the motels and stuff like that or whatever. And I'm like, man, this dude, I know he about to pull me over. So I threw, you know what I'm saying, whatever I had, right? And then I get into the car, I pull out, and then, you know, of course, you know what I'm saying, the heathen pulled me over. So he pulls me over, and I'm like, you know, talking to him and stuff like that. He was like, well, what was you doing at the front of your truck? And, you know, I told him whatever I told him or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And I was, you know, I was lying like a mug, but you know how when you lie, you start fooling yourself and then you fool him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so
believing lies.
And so yeah, so he let me go. You know, he let me go. And I was like thinking to myself, oh, wait, boy, I got up out of there. My mouthpiece was good, right? Now, granted, if he would have went back over there or whatever the case may be and seen what I had thrown over there, I probably would have did a lot of time in jail, but he didn't, you know, and that right there was a build up on my pride, you know, that right there was a build up on the fact that, you know, I can get out of certain things, you know what I'm saying, by my mouthpiece. I'm sharper than the average bear. I'm sharper than this police. Pride, man, pride will kill you, you know what I mean? And pride is subtle. It creeps upon you, and before you know it, you're in this embrace. Let's go to Philippians 4, chapter 4, verse 4 through 8.
Philippians.
Philippians. No, Philippians. Excuse me. My bad, bro.
Oh, you all good. Philippians, chapter 4, verse 4.
Fine.
Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice.
Rejoice in Yahweh always. Not sometimes, but always. And after that, and again I say rejoice. Go ahead.
Let your moderation be known unto all men.
Let's look at that word moderation. What does moderation mean? You got that, bro? Oh, man, my phone is true. Let me look it up. We're going to look up the word moderation, so we can have an understanding of what the Bible is telling us.
You know, it says, was Cain the first human to commit a craftful act? Nah, man, Satan was the first. Because at the end of the day, when the Most High created Adam, Satan did not want to bow down to Adam. When Michael told him that, look, God created Adam, you have to bow to him. He's like, look, I'm not bowing to Adam.
Ooh, well, what was that?
I was created before. It's in the book of Adam and Eve.
No, but I'm saying, what was that?
Why? That was pride. Yeah, that was pride. He said, like, I was created before him. He needs to bow to me. And that's why, you know, pride, because of pride, he was cast out. And he wanted to exalt his throne above the Most High. That's pride. You want to exalt your throne above your creator.
Okay. The word moderation. Moderation means It's good. It says this in a
1933. FBI case. FBI case.
It means seeming, subtle, equitable, fair, mild, gentle, patient, moderation. Okay. So go ahead and read that.
Verse 5 again. Let your moderation
Let
be.
your patience be known until what?
All men.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made unto God.
So be careful for nothing, be in everything, but in everything by prayer and supplication, not some things, but everything. By prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Yahweh. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Yahweh Shah.
So now, this is how we prevent pride. And the peace of Yahweh which passes all understanding. You know what I'm saying? His peace passes all our understanding, shall keep our hearts and minds, which is one thing, through Christ Hamashiach. Go ahead.
Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true,
whatsoever things are true, not some things, but whatsoever things are true. Go ahead.
Whatsoever things are honest,
that are honest. Go ahead.
Whatsoever things are just,
whatsoever
things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things.
So think on these things, and not think of yourself as wise in your own eyes. You know, we have to think on these things, and not think upon the things that are of this earth. When we was reading 1 John 2:15 through 18 through 19. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 5 verse 1 through 7. Again, y'all, pride. This right here is just basically preventing these scriptures that we have read so far. Are scriptures to prevent us from pride.
Right. Okay.
But we're gonna see what pride will lead us into through examples that we're gonna read shortly, that our forefathers did and that our forefathers went through, so we don't go and make the same mistakes that they made. Again, y'all, we have to remember how pride is. Pride is very subtle. Pride is very sneaky, and before you know it, you know what I'm saying, you're engulfed in it.
You went.
No, in
Sirach.
Yeah,
oh,
Sirach.
Okay.
Sorry, Sirach 5 1 through 7. Sirach 5 1 through 7, y'all. Let us get some sevens up in the chat if you were there, bro. You ain't got it in that book.
Yeah, no, it's in Sirach.
It's in
the Apocrypha.
In Apocrypha. You got it over there, sister?
Sirach. Yes, Ecclesiasticus.
Please.
Okay, no, I just got the regular.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can download. It's a Bible app. Just go to the King James Bible and with the Apocrypha and just download it. Yeah. And it had the Apocrypha with it.
Actually, they have the KJVA. It's called the KJVA. It has the Apocrypha in it.
Yeah, that's one I get. Yeah, that's one I was talking about. Yeah.
Okay, and it also has the
Book of Jasher and all that.
Book of Jasher and stuff like that, because we will be going to Book of Jasher too as well. So the Book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 1 through 7. If y'all don't have it, just go ahead and
just bear with us.
Yeah, just bear with us and read it. I mean, and listen.
Listen to it. Okay, this Sirach chapter 5, verse 1.
Remember these last couple of verses and stuff like that were just basically to prevent us from being prideful, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. Pride will sneak up on you. You know, pride will definitely sneak up on you. Go ahead, read it.
Sirach chapter 5, verse 1. Set thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life.
Go ahead.
Follow not thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart, and say not, who shall control me for my works.
So now So now we're looking at the fact that it's saying, set thy heart upon thy goods. So look at your goods.
Right.
Look at what you got. You know what I'm saying? You got a lovely car, house, wife, children. Go ahead and say not, I have enough for my life.
Right.
And then it says, follow not thine own mind and thy strength. You know, I'm a young, strapping man.
Right.
So I can do what I want to do. You know, if I want to go to the club at night and make it rain, I could be at work in the morning. You know what I'm saying? At 6.
Right.
Go ahead. Verse 3.
Verse 3 again, and say not, who shall control me for my works?
So who go control me? I'm a man. I can do what I want to do. Go ahead.
For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride.
So the Most High, because you're thinking that way,
right,
He's gonna get revenge on that. You know what I'm saying? On your pride.
Right. I mean, people say it to this day, like, man, can't nobody tell me what to do.
Yeah, we hear it often.
Right. Can't nobody tell me what to do.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm have happened unto me.
So now we're looking at the fact that because of a sinful act does not get judged right then and there. We have this thought in our mind. You know what I mean? Oh, I got away with something.
Right.
I lied to the brother. You know what I mean? But then nothing happened. Oh, I got away with something. Oh, I borrowed this, you know what I'm saying, from the sister. You know what I mean? But nothing happened. So I got away with that. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 4 again. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm have happened unto me. For the Lord is long-suffering. He will in no wise let thee go.
So now we're leaning on to our own understanding now. You know, the Most High is long-suffering. You know what I mean? He's going to have to forgive me. Please, Father, forgive me for doing this. Please, Father, forgive me for doing that. And then you turn around and do it again and again. This is what the scripture is talking about. Go ahead.
Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin.
So let's look up the word propitiation. Look at us. We some we some uneducated Hebrews. But we sure can read. You know what I'm saying? I didn't pass 8th grade, you know what I mean? But we still here. You know what I mean? Let's look up that word propitiation. I looked it up already, but we're gonna look it up again. Let me say what, bro? Jay? Yeah, appropriation. You got a phone on you? Huh? Look up that word propitiation. Since you know it so good. Propitiation. How you spell it? See? There you go, right here. Okay, I got it. Atonement. The act of propitiation or appeasing of God's spirit or a person. Okay. All right.
It's like Christ is our propitiation.
Yeah, kind. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure that we got the word right. Go ahead.
Oh, I got to go back to it.
Verse 5.
Verse 5 again. Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin.
So now it's telling us you can't be without fear and add on your sin or on sin because Christ is our propitiation, or we're going to appease the Lord. Like tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and sin, and tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and give up some alms. I'm gonna go tell somebody about the Lord. But right now, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, go over there to my neighbor's house and do something, you know what I'm saying, ungodly, you know what I'm saying, to my neighbor's wife.
Right.
But tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go over here and pass out alms and stuff like that, and say, oh, the Most High is merciful and gracious, or whatever the case may be. We can't do that.
Right.
We can't do that. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 6. And say not, his mercy is great.
Ooh, and say not what?
His mercy is great.
Mm-hmm.
He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins.
Mm-hmm.
For mercy and wrath come from him.
So mercy and wrath come from Yahweh. Right. Go ahead.
And his indignation rested upon sinners.
So So if mercy and wrath come from him, we just like he'll give us mercy, he's gonna definitely give us wrath. And we can't tell, and we can't say when his wrath is gonna come.
Right.
And we can't say when is his mercy gonna come. Right. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord.
So don't take all day to turn to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Don't take all day.
Right.
Go ahead.
Put not off from day to day.
So don't say to yourself.
Right.
Leaning onto your own understanding. You know, well, I'm 32 right now, and my dad, he lived till he was 75. Right. So 32, 33, 34, 30. Right. So I got, I got
40 some years.
To whereas I'm gonna stop smoking. I'm gonna stop doing this. I'm gonna stop doing that tomorrow. Let me light this one last cigarette up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna stop tomorrow. Go ahead, bro.
For certainly.
For when?
For certainly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth.
Ooh-wee. And imagine that you having this type of thinking inside your brain, inside your mind, thinking this, and then the wrath comes. What then? How are you going to be able to stop? You know what I'm saying? What the Most High has in store for the wrath that He has in store for you? How you going to be able to stop it? Yeah. Go ahead, read, bro.
And in thy security, thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
Of vengeance. So when you're thinking that you're secured or whatever, not in your wickedness, thinking that the Most High has to forgive you for whatever abomination that you're thinking of, that you're planning of, or whatever, and not in your pride, you're going to perish in that day of vengeance. Let's go to Leviticus 26. This right here is a law. This right here is a prophecy that we're going to read, that the Most High has written to, that was given to Moses, written to the Levites, as well as the rest of the children of Israel. Leviticus 26, verse 14, please.
What you saying? Don't let Satan take over your mind with pride.
No, because as we're going to see, you know what I'm saying, pride is very subtle. Right. And once you realize that you're being lofty or whatever the case may be in your own thinking, once you realize that you're being prideful, you're gonna sense it, you're gonna smell it. Your spirit's gonna smell it, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. And just like how you like how you smell something. Like, what the hell is that smell?
No.
You start, oh, that's pride. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna walk away from it, you're gonna turn away from it or whatever, whatnot. But you have to remember, you know what I'm saying? Pride is very subtle. You know what I'm saying? And pride will kill us down. Will kill us down. Leviticus chapter 26.
14.
Verse starting at 14, bro.
Leviticus chapter 26, verse 14.
Wait, hold on. Let's start at 13.
Leviticus chapter 26, verse 13. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt.
So this is the Most High telling us that I am your master, your power, and I brought you out of the land of Egypt.
Right.
Go ahead.
That ye should not be their bondmen.
That you should not be their slaves. Go ahead.
And I have broken the bands of your yoke and made you go upright.
So he broken the bands that was wrapped around our necks. Now we ain't slaves no more to these Egyptians, and he has made us upright.
Right.
Go ahead.
But if you will not hearken unto me and will not do all these commandments,
go ahead.
And if ye shall despise my statutes,
if you shall what?
Despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant.
So now the Most High is saying, and if ye shall despise my statutes. So what he said was this. He said, I'm the Most High. I'm your God. I brought you up out of Egypt. I broken the bands, you know what I'm saying? The broken the bands of your yoke that the Egyptians had upon you. And he has made us to walk upright. He has made us a holy nation, a holy people.
Right.
And now he's saying, and if he has to say, why does he have to tell us, if ye shall despise my statutes? Because the Most High knows we are prideful, wicked nation. We are prideful within ourselves. You know it just as much as I know it. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High knows that all of us together was going to be prideful as well. Read on, bro.
Verse 16. I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning ague that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of hearts, and ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemy shall eat it.
Let's go look at these. Let's go look these words up, because
burning
he's saying this. I also will do this unto you, mind you. Verse 1 through 12. These are like blessings. You know what I'm saying, that he's going to give upon us if we listen to his statutes, laws, and commandments. But he's letting us know if we don't, you know what I mean, these are the things that he's going to do unto us. Leviticus 26, verse 16. Let me go the blue letter. Leviticus 26, verse 13. Here we go right here. Verse 15, right?
No, that's 16.
Verse
16. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got
26 and 16.
Yeah, I got it. Over consumption. Okay, over your terror, this unto you I will even appoint over your terror consumption. What is consumption? Let's get that in the Hebrew.
Strong's H, 7829. Shackhefe.
Consumption, wasting disease, a wasting disease of the lungs. That's what it says. That's what it says in Hebrew. That's what it means in Hebrew. You're over your terror, consumption, and burning ague. What is that?
Strong's H, 6920. Kadahath.
Fever. Woo-wee. That shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemy shall eat it.
I mean, you're destroying yourself. So basically, that's what he's saying. You're going to be destroying yourself.
Right. Go ahead. Read on.
Verse 17. And I will set my face against you. And
he will set. I will set my face against. Oh my goodness! Now why would we want the Most High to set his face against us? Why would we even want to consider that? Because just 2 verses up, he said that I'm your Lord, your God, which would have brought you forth out of the land of Egypt. So he took us out of the land of Egypt, which we couldn't, leave ourselves.
Right.
But now, if we don't follow his laws, statutes, and commandments because of pride, he will do what?
I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when none pursueth you.
Go ahead, read on.
And if ye will not yet for all this hearken unto me, then I will punish you 7 times more for your sins. So
wait a minute now. Right. So after all this that he does to us,
right?
Mind
you, that's right.
After all this that he does, that he'll do to us, he says, and if ye will not yet for all this that he does to us, hearken, listen unto him, then I will punish you 7 times more for your sins. So he's going to add 7 times more onto whatever that he's punished us, that the punishment is. Go ahead and read verse 19.
And he letting you know it's pride.
Of course, he about to let us know right here.
Oh, verse 19. And I will break the pride of your power.
So he's going to break the pride of our power. Go ahead.
And I will make your heaven as iron, and your earth as brass.
So he's going to break he's going to break the pride of our power. We thinking that we are the Most High's children, and that we can do whatever we want to do because we're the Most High's children. He's going to make the heaven iron, and he's going to make the earth because the heavens and the earth was given to us. You know what I'm saying? To his children. We are his children. We are the sons of Elohim. So he gives us the land, you know what I mean? And eventually the heavens are going to come to us. But because we thinking that we are the sons of the Elohim, of the Son of God and stuff like that we could do whatever we want to do. Ain't that what Lucifer did? Thought that he could do whatever he wanted to do. Yeah. Read on, bro.
Verse 20. And your strength shall be spent in vain, for your land shall not yield her increase, neither shall the trees of the land yield their fruits.
Let's sit on that, bro. Let's sit on that. Let's go to Jeremiah 13 and see what we did. After hearing what the Most High told us in the desert. After seeing, the Most High spread the Red Sea. After seeing the earth open up and what was it? What was something that the earth opened up and swallowed men. After seeing all this, after hearing the great stories and how the Most High demolished Egypt for us, this is what we did. Let's go to Jeremiah 13, verse 1 through 11.
Put some sevens in the room when everybody get there. Jeremiah chapter 13. Let's start on verse 1. You said Jeremiah 13, right?
Yeah, okay. Jeremiah 13. Remember, y'all, pride. Y'all know what pride is. Pride will kill you. It will kill thou.
We there.
Everybody, you there?
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Thus said the Lord unto me, go and get thee a linen girdle and put it upon thy loins, and put it not in water.
So the Most High said to Jeremiah, go get you a linen girdle. And what we used to do as Israelites back then, we used to have, they was like what, draws, right? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But they was like things that we wrapped around, you know what I'm saying, our lower regions.
Right.
And it was from the mid thigh up to your waist. You know what I mean? And they was made out of linen, and they was next to your nakedness. You know what I mean? You ain't go. Did you put on some clean drawers this morning?
Right. Right.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, not doing the screenshots of the Bible.
I personally don't know how to do it. That's Yaki and Maccabee's specialty. I don't know if he knows how to do it, but I would love to learn how to do it and whatnot.
I'm sorry, I just didn't bring my Bible thinking y'all was gonna.
It's all good, sis. Yeah, we got some extra
small. Should we? You using it?
Yeah, I can. No, I can do
it. Yeah, it's big letters.
That's big letters.
Yeah, it's big letters.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
He got one too. Go ahead.
Okay, Jeremiah chapter.
So that's what a linen girdle. That's what a girdle is. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 2. So I got a girdle according to the word of the Lord, and put it on my loins.
Mm-hmm.
And the word of the Lord came to me the second time, saying, take the girdle that thou hast got, which is upon thy loins, and arise and go to Euphrates, and hide it there in a hole of the rock.
So the Most High is telling Jeremiah, hey, take this girdle that you have on, arise, go to Euphrates, and hide it there in a hole, in a rock. So take the girdle off that you got, you know what I'm saying, and go put it in the hole by the Euphrates. Go ahead.
So I went and hid it by the Euphrates as the Lord commanded me. Mm-hmm. And it came to pass after many days that the Lord said unto me, arise, go to Euphrates, and take the girdle from thence, which I commanded thee to hide there.
Yeah, mind you, a girdle is what? A girdle is what, Jay? Some drawers, huh? Basically, right? How many days you gonna wear your drawers? One day?
I said one day.
All right, go ahead. What about you? What about you, sis? Go ahead, Bruce.
Verse 7. Then I went to Euphrates and digged and took the girdle from the place where I had hid it. And behold, the girdle was marred.
The girdle was marred, right? So the girdle had some stains on it. Right. He don't say what type of stains on it or whatever the case may be. But mind you, he had the girdle on. Mind you, he hid it, you know what I'm saying, next to the river. And it's marred now, right? Right. This is something that's going next to your nakedness, you know, to your flesh. I can see if you know, I might wear my pants 3 or 4 days, you know what I'm saying, out the week. But I'm not going to wear my drawers 3 or 4 days, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be, you know. And I'm going to change my socks too. But this girdle right here is marred now. Go ahead.
It was profitable for nothing.
It's profitable for nothing. The girdle is profitable for nothing. Go ahead. Read verse 8, please.
Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Thus said the Lord, after this manner will I more the pride of Judah.
So now, the Most High is saying is put in perspective now of a girdle being marred in the pride of Judah. Go ahead.
And the great pride of Jerusalem.
And now it's even saying a great pride of Jerusalem. Read on, bro.
This evil people.
The what?
This evil people.
Wait a minute. We was just the apple of his eyes back in David's time. We was just, you know, a set apart people that are people unto him back in Leviticus time.
Special and peculiar people.
But now, you know what I'm saying, he's saying, thus saith Yahweh, after this manner, after the manner that I just showed you regarding a girl that goes close to your nakedness, I'm gonna mar the pride of Judah and the great pride of Jerusalem. Read on.
This evil people, which refuse to hear my words.
Now he's calling we're beginning to understand. He's saying that these evil people, you wicked people that refuse, it ain't like if I'm talking to you, you know what I'm saying, you like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear all that, man. Yeah. You know, but I'm trying to, you know,
tell me something.
Nigga, I don't want to hear that. And that's what we doing to our Abba. That's what we doing to the one that brought us up out of Egypt. That's the one that we are doing to the one that woke us up this morning. Right. Go ahead, read on, bro.
Verse 10 again. This evil people which refuse to hear my words, which walk in the imagination of their heart.
Which walk into the imagination of their heart. And the scripture says that the heart is wicked above all things. Who can know it? So anything that we think of or whatever, we're not, you know what I'm saying, and any moment in time, that's what we're doing. We're walking in the imaginations of our heart. Go ahead.
That's what the Lord destroyed the world for
the first time.
First time. You know? Every imagination was wicked.
And now he's saying that we as a people refuse to hear him, and we're walking in the imaginations of our heart. Pride. That's pride. It can't be pride. Well, we're going to get to that, but go ahead, read on.
And walk after other gods to serve them and to worship them shall even be as this girdle, which is good for nothing.
Which is good for nothing. Now imagine you seeing some drawers that you had on and you had an accident in them. You know what I mean? Too much wine. And you thought you had to fart. But you left a Hershey squirt up in that deal. You know what I mean? You ain't. Some of us, you know, say we'll try to hide it, put it, you know what I'm saying, at the bottom of the laundry basket or whatever and not. But if you smart like me, you go throw it away.
Right.
Not that I'm saying that it happened to me, but well, yeah, it did happen to me, you know what I'm saying? So what? You know what I'm saying? We all make mistakes. But you know, that's what the Most High is basically saying, you know what I mean? He's saying that He's saying to serve them and to worship them shall even be, he's talking about these evil, wicked people shall even be as this girdle, which is good for nothing. Go ahead, read on, bro.
Verse 11. For as the girdle cleaveth to the loins of a man, so have I caused to cleave unto me the whole house of Israel and the whole house of Judah, said the Lord.
So the Most High he don't want a prideful, wicked nation, a wicked people that he loves, that he done did this for, that for, continue to do things for. He don't want that marred, stained, neck close to him, close to his nakedness. Go ahead, read, bro.
That they might be unto me for a people, and for a name, and for a praise, and for a glory, but they would not hear.
But they would not hear. They refused to listen. And Ecclesiastes 10, right? Ecclesiastes 10, Book of Sirach says right. What? Go back to that.
Okay.
Hey, look, it's almost like in children, right? You know, how you see the short legs at school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, hey, you better not disrespect me out there today. So you better act right. I'm talking back. You understand? Dude, you know it's gonna be some problems.
Right.
Right? You don't tell them you can go to school. Out of 5 days out of the week, go to school. Right? You got 4 days to act right, and I'm gonna give you a free day to act ass. Like you demand out of your children that they act right all the time.
Right.
Feel me? You don't give them no free days to act up and do what they want to do.
Right.
Or even act like that towards you.
Right.
What if your babies, your short leggers was like, man, the hell what Pop's talking about? Get out my face, hiss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you couldn't even slam doors when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can't do that around here.
Slam some doors. Slam no doors up in my house. Yeah, but don't come in my room. Yeah, they don't know that fly.
Right.
Feel me? It's just wild because you demand the utmost respect from your children all the time. When it comes down to the creator, it's like we shortstop him. Like we act as if that's too much for him to ask of us. He ain't asking nothing.
Right.
He actually commanded.
Right.
That's like you command them babies. You know what I'm saying? Wash them dishes. Cut that grass, take the trash out. And you ain't around there like my oldest son, Malak, if you feel like it, son, please take the trash out. I'm like, boy, go take the trash out.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's just wild how we command our children and we expect perfection from them. But when it comes to the creator, we act as if that's unfair that he demands that of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why there's no excuse in that day. So when it come down for the books to be open and judgment got to go down and all that, very judgments that we do every day. You understand? Like people are like, why you choose? You choose every day. You chose to wear that shirt you got on today.
Yep.
Can your blue shirt get mad at you because you picked that gray shirt to put on?
Right.
You make decisions every day. Look, you clean. You supposed to clean every day.
Right.
At least yourself. Right? Don't you brush that stinking mouth in the morning?
Gone.
Yeah. That's for sure. Right.
And wash sheets and so you constantly make a separation between what's clean and what's filthy. Bible talk between what's righteous and wicked. You constantly do that. You constantly separate what you want from what you don't want.
Right.
Right? My baby girl do that. I don't want it. She don't want it.
Right.
You know, the girl eat it anyway. But anyway,
she don't want it. Right.
The only thing is you constantly, as a child, make decisions about what you want, what you don't want. What's clean, what's not clean. Right? And as a parent, you demand perfection from your children. All the time. You feel me? And when they act out, you may let them slide sometimes. But if they stay on that path, eventually the warnings run out and smack down. What I tell you.
Yeah. The wrath.
Yep.
That's because you love them. Better I get on you than the police.
Yep.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. Once we start putting these things in their proper perspective on how the judgments that the Most High holding us to, we already doing them. You hold your babies to that. If you got children, you gonna hold them to that. And more than likely, you trip off how your peoples was on you growing up. Like, I see now why you was on me like that. You know what I'm saying? I see now.
Right.
That was this guy tripping. You see what I'm saying? But that's it. Not to take it.
That's all.
No, different judgments and everything that we think the Most High is unfair for doing and for having, you already doing in your house with your children. You already do it, and you already commanded, and you command perfection from it.
Right.
You act right every day out there representing me.
Right.
Right.
You better.
But the Most High demands the same from us.
That's right. That's right. Told Rabbi, my brother.
Yeah. And not to get off the topic real quick, just like, man, look, I agree. Like what bruh saying. Like the first time my stepdaddy, the first time I ever was like instilled fear by my stepdad, like when we was younger, man, my little brother, he used to always go around the corner. He used to try to be with the kids around the corner, you know what I'm saying? Like smoke cigarettes and, blow with them. So one day, man, my stepdad, he ended up walking around the corner. He saw my little brother in the alley. He said, "What you around here doing?" My little brother said, "Getting high." He said, "Oh, you getting high, huh?" He said, "Oh, you smoking cigarettes?" He said, "Yeah." And my little brother, like 9 years old. So we get back to the crib. Man, my stepdad bought 3 packs of cigarettes. And he said he went upstairs and made my little brother eat every last cigarette. Made him eat every last cigarette. And came back down the steps. And I felt so bad for my little brother. I'm like, man, look, I eat a pack for you. I just felt bad for him. I'm like, bro, look, just tell him I eat a pack for you. My stepdad like, nah, these my rules, and this what it is. And from that day, it's like instilled like fear in me about my old dude. Just like, dang. So then it's like, fast forward to today, it's like, now when you think about the Most High, just like, man, when you see him move through certain people and like this person goes against him and give him a reprobate mind, or this person stop believing in the Messiah, or this person like, look, all this is fake, or this person, you know what I'm saying, to where now it instills that fear into you, like, man, he really do take the spirit from people. Yeah. So it's like, man, look, I'm cool. Yeah. Yeah. Time.
I'd rather be in good graces.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in good graces.
Yes, sir. Ecclesiasticus 10, verse 12. Well, yeah.
Yeah, Sirach chapter 10, verse 12.
We're just doing the 12 again. Go ahead.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from God, and his heart is turned away from his maker.
That's the beginning of pride. Y'all remember that. The beginning of pride is when one departed from Yahweh, and his heart is turned away from his maker. You know what I mean? That's the beginning of pride. Let's go back to we done with that Jeremiah, right?
Yeah, we done with that Jeremiah.
Okay, let's go to Joshua 41. Joshua 41. Remember, y'all, pride will kill y'all. Will kill us down. You know, and before you know it, you're knee deep in pride. Knee deep in pride. You know what I'm saying? Because you might have gotten away with a few things. You know, you might have gotten the upper hand on a few things. You might have looked in the mirror, and the mirror told you a few things. You know what I'm saying? Pride is when you start elevating yourself amongst men and thinking that you're higher than them.
Right.
You know, and now you're not being a servant to your brothers. You know, you're now you want your brothers to serve you. Let's go to Joshua 41. Let's see.
It's like being conceited.
Yes, it's like being conceited. Yeah, those are like the where you can see, you know what I'm saying, outwardly. But pride truly is a lot of the pride, man, it happens inside your own mind.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When you stop listening to that voice in your head that's telling you to do righteous things, but you're leaning onto your own understanding or whatever, and you're not listening to that voice no more. You know, you want to listen to what you want to listen to. You know, sometimes the Most High uses us in our pride to do great things. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, the Most High uses us in our pride to show others not to do it. Joshua 41. verse 4. Start it there.
Jasher, chapter 41, verse 4.
Oh, real quick, let me just let y'all know what's going on here. Jacob, Israel, he has 12 sons. And Joseph, y'all know the story. Joseph is one of them. And Joseph is highly favored of his pops. Now, let's go ahead and get a deeper understanding regarding these events that happened, you know what I'm saying, into the leading up to Joseph being sold to the Ishmaelites.
So verse 4?
Yeah, let's start at verse 4.
Jasher chapter 41, verse 4. And the sons of Jacob dwelt with their father in the valley of Hebron. And all the inhabitants of the land knew their strength, and their fame went throughout the land.
So remember, you know what I'm saying, our forefathers, the 12 sons of Israel, Jacob, they two of his sons, they handled their business regarding their sister. Their sister got took by a Hamite, and they put them out of circulation, so to speak. They killed all of them. And the men, the land about, the people about heard about these things, you know, and whatnot, and it was known amongst the inhabitants of the area that they lived in. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 5. And Joseph, the son of Jacob, and his brother Benjamin, the sons of Rachel, the wife of Jacob, were yet young in those days, and did not go out with their brethren during the battle in all the city of Emirates.
So now Rachel was Jacob's the wife that he loved. You know what I'm saying? He had two wives and two concubines from his wives. And Rachel was the one that he loved, and he had Joseph and Benjamin. You know, now Joseph was the second of the youngest, then Benjamin was the youngest. And you know how it is. Well, I can't say you know how it is, but actually you do. You know how it is. You know what I'm saying? When you get older and stuff like that, and you start thinking to yourself, you know, hey, man, I might not be able to have, well, you're not at my age yet, but when you get there, you know what I'm saying? You be like, I might not be able to have children or whatever. Not, you know, things are slowing down there, so to speak, or whatever the case may be. He had Joseph and Benjamin in his older age. So Joseph was like his, I guess you could say, for lack of better words, love child, or whatever the case may be. Go ahead, read on.
And when Joseph saw the strength of his brethren and their greatness, he praised them and extolled them.
So Joseph was like, man, these are my big brothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they handling their business. But go ahead.
But he ranked himself greater than them.
He did what?
He ranked himself greater than them.
So now the little brother is trying to, you know what I'm saying, low the big brothers by ranking himself greater than them. Why?
And extolled himself above them. And Jacob his father also loved him more than any of his sons, for he was a son of his old age.
So now Joseph, right, knowing this, he knows that his pops, you know what I'm saying, loves him more than his brothers. You know what I'm saying? Even though he sees that his brothers, you know what I'm saying, is handling their business or whatever and not, but he's still within his heart, you know what I'm saying, is ranking himself above his brothers. Because why? Because his pops loves him more. Go ahead, read on.
And through his love toward him, he made him a coat of many colors.
So now he got a flossy coat on. You know what I'm saying? Looking good, feeling good like a Hebrew should. And now because he got this coat, you know what I'm saying, of many colors. Back in the day, you know what I'm saying, you just couldn't go to Walmart or Target. What are the stores that they got out here?
Walmart, Target. Shit, that's on the store.
Whatever stores, you know what I'm saying, that they might have, you know, out here that say that again?
Yeah,
Burlington. Okay, Burlington Coat Factory. Yeah. Right. They ain't got them, you know, where you can go and get you a nice little, you know, deal, a coat with that got suede up in there with some leather, you know what I'm saying, mixed up colors and stuff like that. No, you know what I mean? They have to, you know, work to put that together or whatever or not. And And Joseph's father made him a coat of many colors. He didn't make all his brothers a coat of many colors, but he made Joseph a coat of many colors.
Right.
Now, mind you, Joseph Little, he's a little son. He's the youngest, he's the second to the youngest son. And he knows that his brother's about that business or whatever not. But he also do know that their father loves him more than all the other ones. How that's going to make you feel? You go be like, shoot, even though my brothers is right, even though my brothers, saying they out there handling their business, they'll put tips on any cat or whatever, whatnot. But my Abba loved me more than them. Go ahead, read on.
Because all his sons was major league.
Yeah, no doubt.
They always like superpower within themselves.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Simeon and Levi wiped the whole town out on
Con.
Well, for Jacob to love Joseph more than all his other boys, and they all was a problem. Yeah, naturally, and he the youngest, like the second to the youngest boy.
Right.
And also too, as you can read on later on in the book of Joshua, Joseph was a handsome young buck. You know what I'm saying?
Ball.
Yeah, he was handsome. You know what I mean? He was, matter of fact, I was reading to whereas he was so handsome that the
you reading the Testaments of Joseph?
Well, no, I don't think I was reading, and that the women they was cutting themselves, didn't even know that they was cutting themselves when they was looking at it.
Wow.
Yeah,
but I also. Yeah,
she was on him.
Yeah, she was on him.
Yeah,
she was definitely on him. But go ahead, read on, bro.
Verse 7. And when Joseph saw that his father loved him more than his brethren, he continued to exalt himself above his brethren.
He continued to exalt himself above his brothers, like you were saying. You gonna be prideful, bro.
Oh, never mind.
You gonna be prideful. You gonna be like, ooh, man, Pops love me. He got me a nice little jacket or whatever, what have you. You know what I mean? My brothers, they major league and stuff like that. But my Pops love me more than all these, more than the rest of my brothers. Continue reading, bro.
He continued to exalt himself above his brethren. And he brought unto his father evil reports concerning them.
You know, Pop, they over there, you know what I'm saying, messing with them Hamite girls over there.
Yeah.
Pop, Simeon, he wasn't even watching the sheep and stuff. You know, he was over there shooting dice, you know what I'm saying, with them Hamites over there. Go ahead.
What they call them in school, the teacher's pets.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was a class clown, actually. Yeah. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 8. The sons of Jacob seemed the whole of Joseph's conduct toward them, and that their father loved him more than any of them. They hated him and could not speak peacefully to him all the days.
So the brothers, they seeing this. They're like, man, this Negro here, you know, here comes this dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they know they can't do nothing to him because they know that they respect their Abba, they love their father. You know what I mean? And Joseph, you know, Jacob, I don't think he was no chump either. He wrestled with an angel all night. So he couldn't be no chump either. Producing, you know what I'm saying, 12 sons, that wasn't no chump. No. So you already know the father was no chump, even though he was in his old age, but he still was no poop butt either as well. Read on.
Now Joseph was 17 years old, and he was still magnifying himself above his brethren, and thought of raising himself above them.
So he thought of raising himself above his brothers. Now the law for us is that the firstborn gets the blessing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But Joseph is the second to the youngest. He's thinking to himself to raise himself above his brethren. That, as we can see, you know what I'm saying, the pride that was on Joseph at this time. You know what I mean? As we can see, there was pride upon Joseph at this time, and it's not like the next person wouldn't have no pride upon him. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it was unduly warranted. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you know, I'm second to the youngest. My brother's major league or whatever not, but my pop loved me more. He done hooked me up with with a nice, you know what I'm saying, jacket, you know what I mean, that has many colors, many different colors. So it took time for that, you know. I don't have to go, I'm young enough, but to whereas I don't even go to battles. I'm still around the tent and stuff like that. I don't have to go work or whatever, whatnot, because he's young and stuff like that. But my pops love me, and it's like my brothers, they my brothers, but I'm exalting myself above them because of the love that his pops is showing him. Go ahead, read on, bro.
Verse 10. At that time, he dreamed a dream.
So he dreamed a dream, and the dreams come from. I'm asking you.
Oh, the Most High.
Go ahead, read on.
Verse 10 again. And at that time, he dreamed a dream, and he came unto his brothers and told him his dream. And he said unto them, I dreamed a dream. And behold, we were all binding sheaves in the field. And my sheaf rose and placed itself upon the ground, and your sheaf surrounded it and bowed down to it. So
the Most High gave Joseph a dream, right?
Yeah.
And Joseph told his brothers that, knowing the definition of his dream or whatever the case may be, told his brothers that. And I'm pretty sure how he told them that, you know what I'm saying, cause some strife, you know what I'm saying, into his brother's heart. Go ahead, read on, bro.
Verse 11. And his brethren answered him and said unto him, what meanest this dream that thou didst dream? Dost thou imagine in thine heart to reign or rule over us?
This is a question. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And he still came and told the thing to his father Jacob, and Jacob kissed Joseph when he heard these words from his mouth. And Jacob blessed Joseph.
So now Joseph go run and tell his pop. And this is 10 o'clock prayer too. Jacob run and tell pop, right? Mm-hmm. And Jacob kissed Joseph when he heard these words from his mouth. And Jacob blessed Joseph. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 14.
Wait, no,
verse 13.
Yeah, 13, bro.
And when the sons of Jacob saw that their father had blessed Joseph and had kissed him, and that he loved him exceedingly, they became jealous of him and hated him the more.
Mm-hmm.
And after this, Joseph dreamed another dream and related the dream to his father in the presence of his brethren. And Joseph said to his father and brethren, behold, I have again a dream. And behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars bow down to me.
Oh,
and his father heard the words of Joseph and his dream, and seeing that his brethren hated Joseph on the account of this matter, Jacob therefore rebuked Joseph before his brethren on the account of this thing, saying, what meanest this dream which thou hast dreamed, and this magnifying thyself before thy brethren who are the older than thou art?
So Jacob rebukes Joseph in front of his brothers because he's seeing, you know, the countenance of his brother's face, but also too, he's rebuking him because Joseph's saying that he had a dream towards the sun and the moon. Mm-hmm. So you, father, and you, mother, you know what I'm saying, y'all bow down before me. So Jacob like, hold on, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, you know. He had to rebuke Joseph. But go ahead, read on, bro.
Verse 16. Dost thou imagine in thy heart that I and thy mother and thy 11 brethren will come and bow down to thee, that thou speakest these things? And his brethren were jealous of him on the account of his words and dreams, and they continued to hate him. And Jacob reserved the dreams in his heart.
So he had more dreams after that. Go ahead.
And the sons of Jacob went one day to feed their father's flock in Shechem, for they were still herdsmen in those days. And whilst the sons of Jacob were that day feeding in Shechem, they delayed, and the time of gathering in the cattle was past, and they had not arrived.
So they was out there, you know, saying, chilling.
Verse 19. And Jacob saw that his sons were delayed in Shechem, and Jacob said within himself, peradventure, the people of Shechem have risen up to fight against them, therefore they have delayed coming this day.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacob called Joseph his son and commanded him, saying, behold, thy brethren are feeding in Shechem this day. and behold, they have not yet come back. Go now, therefore, and see where they are, and bring me word back concerning the welfare of thy brethren and welfare of the flock.
So Joseph sent, Jacob sent Joseph out there to his brothers to see what's going on with them, because Jacob's concern is that that the inhabitants of Shechem, is still salty about the fact that Simeon and Levi, destroyed the whole city over there and whatnot. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 21. And Jacob sent his son Joseph to the valley of Hebron, and Joseph came for his brethren to Shechem, and could not find them. And Joseph went about the field which were near Shechem, to see where his brothers had turned, and he missed his road in the wilderness, and knew not which he should go.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 22. And an angel of the Lord found him wandering in the road toward the field. And Joseph said unto the angel of the Lord, I seek my brethren. Hast thou not heard where they are feeding? And the angel of the Lord said unto Joseph, I saw thy brethren feeding here, and I heard them say they would go to feed in Dothan.
So now we can see that even though Joseph had pride upon him and whatnot, he still was being used by the Most High. Because if not, an angel of the Lord would not have, found him
mm-hmm.
and visited him and gave him instructions or whatever. We're not, as we see what happened. Joseph was sold to some
Egyptians.
to Ishmaelites and whatnot, and then he ended up in Egypt. And then that's how we got to Egypt, because there was a great famine in the land and whatnot. We can see that even though Joseph had pride upon him, during this time, he had to suffer for it, because he was sold into Egypt by his brothers. You can read on for time's sake, read on the whole chapter of Joshua 41, but he had to learn to get that pride up off him, so he could be used by the Most High, and the Most High had to break that pride from him, because there was plenty of opportunities while he was in Egypt to go against the word of the Most High. As Melly was alluding to earlier regarding that woman, she was trying to have her way with Joseph, but she was another man's wife. Joseph was young, or whatever the case may be. He could have been like, yeah, man, I might as go ahead, and run that in, but he didn't, He followed the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments that wasn't even written down yet. Wasn't even written down yet. But we're gonna end that right there. Let's read. Let's not read. Let's because it's 10:10. Let's do the prayer real quick. We're gonna do the prayer real quick, and we got a couple more scriptures, and we're gonna get up out of here, y'all.
A couple more, huh?
Yeah, about 6.
About 6. All right, y'all. For y'all that don't know, we pray as is stipulated in the Bible. So being in the west, we face east. Jerusalem is that way toward that corner. Y'all see that? We're not praying that they had a baby shower the other day. That's why that balloon. We're not praying for no balloon. That's the marker right there. All right. You can find these directions in 1 Kings, that chapter, verse 20 through 54. Also, Daniel, the 6th chapter, 1 through 10. When he was a slave in Babylon, whenever he prayed to God, he prayed 3 times a day and faced Jerusalem.
Right.
That's what you'll find in the scriptures. They always faced Jerusalem. When they was at home, they went to the temple to pray. You feel me? Also, the scriptures tell you, 1 Timothy 2:8, spread forth your hands when you pray. They don't say clasp them together. We kind of got that through slavery when our wrist was shackled. But it's to spread forth like a baby. It can run up to you like this. So you spread forth your hands. You face Jerusalem. We about to do the Lord's Prayer, Matthew 6th chapter, Our Father who art in heaven. But we're going to do it in Hebrew first, and then we're going to do it in English. So if y'all know what I'm saying, repeat after me. If not, just hold it in your spirit. And then you can repeat the English when we get to that.
All right, everybody understand?
All
right, all praise. All right, let's get it. Abinu.
Abinu.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Yikadesh.
Yikadesh.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Tabo.
Tabo.
Malkuteka.
Malkuteka.
Yeah, I say.
Yeah, I say.
Ratzonka.
Ratzonka.
Kabashamayim.
Kabashamayim.
Cain.
Cain.
Baaret.
Baaret.
Etlakel.
Etlakel.
Kukenu.
Kukenu.
Tang Lanu.
Tang Lanu.
Hayon.
Hayon.
Uslak Lanu.
Uslak Lanu.
Kataenu.
Kataenu.
Kamo.
Kamo.
Shel So King.
Shel So King.
Gam.
Gam.
Anaknu.
Anaknu.
Lakotin.
Lakotin.
Lanu.
Lanu.
Wa'al.
Wa'al.
Tabienu.
Tabienu.
Lide.
Lide.
Nisayon.
Nisayon.
Ki.
King.
In. Kotzenu.
Kotzenu.
Min Hara.
Min Hara.
Kilaka.
Kilaka.
Hamam Laka.
Hamam Laka.
Wahabura.
Wahabura.
Wahati Furet.
Wahati Faret.
La Ome.
La Omen.
Olamin.
Olamin.
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise the mighty God. In English, our Father.
Our Father.
In heaven.
In heaven.
Holy is your name.
Holy is your name.
May your kingdom come.
May your kingdom come.
And your will be done.
And your will be done.
On earth.
On earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us.
And forgive us.
Our sin.
Our sin.
As we also.
Have
forgiven those.
Have forgiven those.
Who sinned against us.
Who sinned against us.
And lead us not.
And lead us not.
Into temptation.
Into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us.
From the evil one.
From the evil one.
For yours is the kingdom.
For yours is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
And ever.
And ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise
the mighty God. Yahoo. Pride. Pride, it will kill thou. Let me tell y'all a story real quick. Maybe y'all know it, maybe y'all don't know it.
You didn't want to go to it. You stop it there.
No, I'm just gonna stop it there for time's sake.
Okay.
Again, earlier in this lesson, I said that I was very prideful. I got that pride from my imam. You know what I'm saying? She was a prideful lady. She came from Panama, you know what I'm saying? Young, spoke Spanish. She thought she was beautiful. She is beautiful, actually. You know, when she was younger. Right now she just, old. But that pride, you know what I'm saying? Ima, if you're listening, my apologies. That pride that she had, you know what I'm saying, was passed on to her children. You know what I'm saying? And as we know, when things are passed down to the children are worse than the parents. So I get into the truth. I'm in the truth, you know what I'm saying? The truth meaning that I know that I'm an Israelite, I always followed quote unquote Christianity. I always read the Bible, but I find out now that I'm an Israelite. Mind you, before I got into the truth, I almost got stomped to death, you know what I'm saying, in Chicago by some gang members. And all praises to the Most High, you know what I mean, that my woman, my wife now, she had hands, so she got them up off me. But anyway, make a long story short, you know what I'm saying? We're at a birthday party, and there's a swimming pool there, and I think I could swim. I'm from California, y'all from the Midwest. I play volleyball on the beach and stuff like that. You know what I mean, and chill out, and whatnot. And y'all got cold weather around here and stuff like that, so y'all ain't in the water like how I am. So anywho, make a long story short, I tells everybody that I can swim from one end of the pool to the next 7 times in the water. And in my heart, I knew that I could, right? But mind you, I'm eating, I'm drinking, and somebody said, "What's up, Yakana? You go do it?" And in my heart, right, I was like thinking to myself, "Negro, I don't want to do that." But I done already said that I would, and I already knew that in my heart that I could. But mind you, I've been eating, I've been drinking. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I put on some shorts and stuff like that or whatever, not take off my shirt, and stood there looking at the water. Stretch, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? All that stuff or whatever the case may be, you know, making a show of things, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Mind you, in my heart, right, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to do it right now. You know what I'm saying? But then I already told and already said, you know what I'm saying, that I could do it and that I will do it. So pride had me right there. You feel me? About to jump into the water, you know what I'm saying? Knowing that I didn't want to do it or whatever the case may be, but about to do it. So I jumped in the water. And when I hit the water, right, you know, you had to make that good, what you call it? When I hit the water, some breath came out of my mouth, right? And right then and there, I said, damn, I'm going to need that later. Right? I said, I'm going to need that. This, I'm letting y'all know what's going on. And my brother laughing because, you know, he knows what's up. But and I was supposed to stay underwater the whole time, right? And so when I hit the water, I was a little bit of the air went out, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna need that. So I'm thinking about that while I'm swimming. And mind you, now my whole everything is off, right? You know, it's dark, it's nighttime too, and there's lights up under the what you call. So I'm kind of disorientated because I'm like, damn, man, I need that air. So I try to do the how you do the little flips in the water with the what you call. I missed that up. Right? Hey, sis. He over there laughing. He over there laughing.
Man.
Okay. Well, then you understand what I'm talking about, right? Now you have to understand what I'm talking about. So I did the flip and I slipped on my feet or whatever whatnot. And now it's like in my mind. In my mind, I'm telling myself, Negro, you ain't about to do this. Right?
You in the pool, you ain't even in the ocean.
Right. I'm in the pool. And mind you, sis, the pool is not even 6 feet tall. You hear me? The pool is not 6 feet tall. Okay. Man. And I tell him, and in my mind's eye, Negro, you ain't about to do this. You ain't about to make this. And guess what I said? To the spirit, to the spirit of the Lord. Sort of that. But that's what I said. I'm gonna make it, or I'm gonna die trying. After I said that, guess what happened?
You ain't 50 Cent.
You dang right. Boy, look. After I said that, I'm getting pulled up out the water. No. I'm getting pulled up out the water. There is no breath in me.
Oh wow.
All I had to do was this.
Oh my God, I had to.
That's all I had to do was just stand up. But I told myself, in my pride, that all I had to do was stand up. Nigga, stand up. But I kept on holding my breath, right? And I lost consciousness. And now I'm being drugged about the water. You know what I'm saying? There's no life. There's no strength in me. There's no life in me. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. I was about to see judgment.
Just that quick.
Just that quick. Pride will kill you. He was there that night. They prayed. I don't know what's going on. They told me this all afterwards. There's no water in my lungs. It ain't like I drowned. I stopped breathing. I stopped breathing. I'm gonna make this or I'm gonna die trying. That was it. That's all I remember. And then I remember, Yaki, other brothers in my face and stuff like that. And I was like, my rib, my wife.
I remember you just got the water. I went inside to go get some meat. While I'm in there, Lex come in there and like, y'all, I just drunk. Like, what? He just got in the water. What you? The ambulance came out that night. All the neighbors looking out the window. Like, yeah, it went down. It went down that night.
Pride will kill. Go ahead, sis.
Okay, so I just got a comment, or I guess kind of like a confusion about even with the story, because I've been there and done that. I'm kind of in that point in my life where I hear things and but I listen to all these different motivational speakers that say jump out there and swallow your fear and think higher of yourself and all these different things that kind of boost that, if that's the case. So how do you know the difference in when that voice in your head is, most high, or I don't know, the devil trying to trick you or something like that to say, hey, you can't do it, or whatever the case is. But then me personally, I'm going to say back, yes, I can. And I might push. And I've seen myself with that, yes, I can, fall 100 times lately. But I don't know what the difference is. I can't really tell. So I've prayed for that understanding to know when it's the higher spirit and to know when it's the bad guy, but I'm just so confused. And I really just...
In this case, life is on the line, life and death. You're doing certain things like business adventures or something like that.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's natural in the capitalistic construct. You don't have it. Like, I'm a risk taker like that. I jump out there, invest in this, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Do this, that's not life and death. Life and death is on the table with him.
Both times.
And the whole thing was, he said, I'm going to die. I am going to, if I don't make it, I'm good as dead. You see what I'm saying? You almost can't compare the same thing when you're doing business investments and looking to have residual income, passive income in your life, something to pass on down to your children and all that. If it add up and it's like dollars make sense, then hey, yeah, of course. Those are motivational speakers you listen to and become successful in life, right? Like certain men you listen to, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, certain motivational speakers you listen to. That's all about being successful in life, thinking different, using your subconscious to feed your conscious so you can think different and manifest it better. Yeah, that's different than what he's talking about. Death was on the table. You feel me? All because somebody said, you can't do that. Yes, I can. I'm from California. Y'all got me messed up.
And that was both times. That was both times.
That's the difference. If you're doing something, you know it's the Most High because it'll be something righteous out there, something that will embed you, something that'll push you forward, something that'll look out for your children on down the line. That's the Most High. You know it's the adversary when he's telling you to do something that you know is wrong, like something to go against the Almighty. Like say you're short on your income, rob a bank. That ain't the Most High. You know, you probably could get away with it, but no, that ain't the Most High. Why? Because thou shalt not steal, right? Or go ahead and slander that sister, make her feel lower than a footprint. That ain't the Most High because he hates those that sow discord amongst their neighbors.
Yeah.
You feel me? But if it's like jump on out there and invest in the stock, right? You see what I'm saying? And then you listen to most of the so-called wealthy cats, Warren Buffett and them. They tell you they learn from all their past mistakes. All their mistakes, they failed so much becoming wealthy or successful. They just don't dwell on their past. They just learn from it. You feel me? So that's the difference. Life and death was on the table with him. You feel me? You want to get out there and secure a future for your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, create passive income, residual income. And we all striving to do that. We live in capitalism. You know what I'm saying? You naturally going to do that. And again, you know it's the Most High because it'll be something righteous. Call Jimmy right there. Go buy so-and-so some groceries. Bless so-and-so. Rob a bank. Nah, that's the devil. Slander her. That's the devil. Commit some type of act of witchcraft, whatever. That's the devil. See what I'm saying? So again, just put something out there. You know, I don't know if Bro got something else you want to add to that.
And then also too, sis, we through your experience of you listening to this person, to that one or to that one, you're gonna recognize, you know what I'm saying, which one is which, you know what I'm saying? And just like how my brother was saying, you know, the one that you should listen to is gonna tell you something righteous, you know what I mean? The one that you're not, that you shouldn't listen to is gonna tell you like rob a bank. Like for me, for instance, I hit banks as well. And my pride, you know what I'm saying, was, again, like I said, I was very prideful. And the police, they killed my brother, right? Shot him in the back. And they took something from me. So I told, am I leaning to my own understanding, not adhering to the commandments of Yah, thou shalt not steal. Leaning to my own understanding, I'm like, I'm not stealing nothing, I'm taking. It ain't stealing, I'm taking this. They took my brother, so I'm gonna take what they love. And I hope that when I do leave this bank or whatever or not, that some police is out there so we can have it out. So these are the things that pride will do to you, because you know what I'm saying? I got away with it. And so the pride would continue to build you up, to whereas I was in Chicago and I seen some brothers and I knew. Oh, I knew. But guess what? I'm Juanito, and I remember all those things, you know, say that I got away with. All those many, many things. And it led me up to that moment right there, to where I was gonna get I almost got stomped to death. As you can see, stomped to death. To whereas if I would have died right there, I would have died in my iniquities and my sin. And this is right before. I'm talking about right before I met these brutes. And so I met these brutes, still in my wickedness of pride, not even knowing it, because pride is so subtle. It sounds like you. Sounds like you. But it's going to tell you something, you know what I'm saying, that if you lean onto your own understanding, and if you're not, you know what I'm saying, in the word of Yah, you're going to go completely to the left. And you're going to die in your wickedness and in your pride. And the devil got you. And that's what almost happened to me in that water. In that water. But it was all praise to the Most High for the strong prayers of my brothers and my sisters that was there, that helped me to come back to this plane of living and to bring this lesson to you guys. And no, I'm not about to get emotional or anything of that nature.
So you all right.
You know, men cry every day, B. You know, so let's go on. So I don't know if that answered your question, but I'll pray that it helped. Okay, I pray that it helped. All praises to Yahweh. We're at Psalm 73, 1-7, y'all. If y'all got some understanding, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, or not, please throw up a number 5 to stay alive. Hallelujah. Your pride will kill you. Psalm 73, verse 1-7. Psalm 73, verse 1-7. You there, bro?
Yeah, I'm there. Psalm 73, verse 1. Truly God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart.
That's right.
But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped.
But as for me, my feet was almost gone. My steps have well nigh almost slipped, almost messed up. You know what I mean? That's what the Psalms is saying right now. Go ahead.
For I was envious at the foolish.
So I was envious at the foolish. I was looking at the foolish, you know what I'm saying? I was envious of them. Envious of them. How can that be so? Because it says in the scriptures, you know what I mean? Fool don't believe in the Most High. Fool don't believe in God. But I was envious at the foolish. Why so? Go ahead.
When I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
So now I'm looking at the fact that, you know what I'm saying, that because of somebody has some great type of, they riding around in a Tesla. They have 2 acres and a house on a whole acre. It's not just a 2 acres and then 1.5 acres of land. A house is on a whole acre, and this person got their money wickedly. You know what I'm saying? They love their money, you know, but I'm looking at them like, ooh, damn. They got it. Right. They got it good. I want to be like that. Go ahead, bro.
For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm.
Oh,
They are not in trouble as other men.
They're not in trouble as other men like you and I. Jay, you got millions somewhere. Okay, so they're not in trouble as other men, you know what I'm saying? As us. You know, these are the rich men, you know, that look at their wealth as strength. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, read.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
They ain't got the same plagues as us. We have to wake up. You know, I gotta wake up at 5:15, you know what I'm saying, every morning, just to go make some shekels. Some federal debt notes, so I can pay to live in an apartment. They got a basement though. We got a basement, but in an apartment. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say that again.
Sound like Northwind.
You dang right. Don't be telling me where I stay at either. You know what I mean? The feds is watching now. But go ahead, read on.
Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain.
So pride compasseth them about as a chain. They don't even know that pride is compassing them about as a chain. Go ahead.
Violence covered them as a garment.
Violence covered them as a garment. Go ahead.
Their eyes stand out with fatness.
Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish for. Excuse me.
Right.
So their eyes, they want so much. You know what I'm saying? They have so much. Their pride in their life, you know what I'm saying, has surrounded them, you know, like a chain. So now they really stuck. Now, you said that you have to go get her, go get this, go get that, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot, things of that nature, whatever the case may be. And we're not preaching poverty here, but we're not preaching, you know what I'm saying, prosperity either, you know what I'm saying, as well. If we follow the Most High, He's gonna give us our heart's desires. You know what I'm saying? But we can't be foolish, you know what I'm saying, and want, oh, I want a Tesla that has a candy paint, chrome lights, you know what I'm saying, and suicide doors, in 4 months. Come on now, you know what I mean? If you go out there, you strive for the Most High and stuff like that, and you strive to do good, he's gonna bless you however you gonna get blessed, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't get the test, so what? Fire and brimstone. That's what it's gonna be. Anyway. So go ahead, continue.
Verse 7 again. Their eyes stand out with fatness. Mm-hmm. They have more than the heart could wish.
That's it.
They are corrupt.
No, go ahead.
They are corrupt.
They are corrupt
and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully.
So they speak. What the Psalms is basically saying. He looked at the rich. You know what I mean? And the rich, when you're rich, you are very prideful because of the riches. You know what I'm saying? That's why it says it's hard for a man that is rich to get in a camel get through an eye of a needle. And we're not talking about an eye of a needle, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, we're not. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about in the cities of Jerusalem, they had the gates, and then they had, you know, smaller gates. And in order for a camel to get through there, because camels, when they come into the city, they're burdened with wares. oil, spices, and stuff like that. In order to get the camel through one of those needles, they had to get on their knees, unload the wares, and drag the camel through. Mind you, it's easier for a camel to get through an eye through a needle than a rich man to get to the kingdom, because one, a rich man don't want to get on his knees. A rich man don't want to loose his wares. And if he does that, you still have to drag his tail through the gate. You hear that?
Yeah.
Continue reading. Actually, that's it for that.
Oh yeah. Shit, rich man don't want to get on their knees, huh?
No, a rich man definitely don't want to go get on the knee. Zephaniah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more scriptures, y'all, and we'll get up out of here. Again, y'all, we appreciate the fact that you guys did make it through, that you guys are watching. We hope and pray that you guys get some understanding regarding pride. I'm glad that you got a good laugh at my story. I'm glad to be here to tell it.
Sorry, I laughed.
No, it's not good because he was laughing. Hey, look.
I didn't know you almost died.
No, he laughed too, and he knew I almost died. So it's all good. And I'm glad to be here. Jay, it ain't that dang funny. It was, there was a couple. You know what I'm saying?
It's just the way you be telling the story, bro. It just makes you laugh. The way you explain everything. No.
Yeah, it was. It was real deal, man. No. And it was 2 years ago.
Glad you lived to laugh about it.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. It was almost 2 years ago to the day.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Say thank you,
Cause so bad 6 days.
Yep. Time. So it was 2 years, almost 2 years ago, 6 days from now. All right, we're going to Zephaniah 2, 9 and 10. Mind you, again, the Most High will use you however you are. However, pride will kill you. So you can't go on the fact that the Most High is merciful. You can't go on the fact that because a lot of times we see the spirit, whereas the Most High, he's just gonna have to forgive me for this. He's just gonna have to forgive me for that. That right there, you know what I'm saying, is just a complete off spirit, to whereas he don't have to forgive you for nada, for nothing, and while you're in your wickedness, you know what I'm saying, he could take your life. He could take your life. We're not promised tomorrow. When I step out of there, who knows if my enemies are out there and shoot me up like Scarface. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know, you know what I'm saying, if we are going to live tomorrow. That's why we have to live for Yahweh today and be mindful and be aware, you know what I'm saying, of the certain vices of the devil. We have to. Hence the reason why there's not so many of us, but there's all these lessons that's coming through because we're living in the last days, and we've been hearing this for my generation. But so what? The Most High is gonna come the Most High is gonna send the Son when He sends the Son, whether it's right now, tomorrow, or whenever. But until then, we still have to strive for perfection. Excuse me for not being able to say that right. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 9. 9 and 10.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, as I live, said the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah.
Mm-hmm.
Even the breeding of nettles and salt pits, and perpetual desolation. The residue of my people shall spoil them.
So he's saying, therefore, as I live. So this is going to happen, regardless if you believe it or not.
Right.
This is going to happen. Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah. And the residue of his people, of us, the residue of us, okay, is going to what?
And the remnant of my people shall possess them.
So we're going to possess, you know what I'm saying, the remnant of the rest of the people that's here on this earth after the Most High, after Christ, come do his thing. Go ahead.
This shall they have for their pride.
This shall they have for their pride. So because these people were so prideful, the only thing that they're going to get is slavery. Period. That's what they're going to receive because of their pride. Go ahead.
Because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts. So they have reproached. You niggas is off. You niggas is wicked. And they have magnified themselves. They have put themselves above us. They have magnified themselves against the people of the Most High, and that's us. So their pride, because of their pride, they're gonna go into slavery. Zechariah, what is that? Yeah. Zechariah.
Yeah. Zechariah 14, 16 through 19. Yeah, go ahead.
Zechariah chapter
14.
Chapter 14, verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
So now this is basically happened. This is going on after Christ comes back into the world and establish, his righteous kingdom upon the earth. Go ahead.
Verse 17, and it shall be that whosoever will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. So now there is this thing again right here. Christ came back, right? He came back. He done slaughtered many people. There's blood up to the horse's bridle. He got his kingdom. His righteous kingdom set up now. And here goes this right here in verse 17. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. So who in their right mind is not going to go up and worship the King? And why would they not go up there and worship the King? Right.
That pride. Even so now we have to look at it towards this. Even in a righteous kingdom set, there's going to be pride there, and that pride again is so subtle, y'all. It's so subtle. But when it got you, it could kill you. It could kill you. So we have to be aware. That's why we brought out those scriptures earlier, so we can know what we should be doing. And then we're seeing now, what we should not be doing. We should not be making ourselves lofty at any time.
Right.
Just because, you might have, a few women, saying, oh, look at you, Jay. He's so handsome. You know what I'm saying? Or Jay, you might be a boss in the streets or whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And they might, and how we say it in California, they be blowing smoke up your butt, or whatever the case may be. But that helps you to whereas you start elevating yourself in your mind's eye. Like, oh man, maybe I am. Maybe
another word be like ego.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come. Ego, and whatnot. But I want to, how we
ego.
How we do it. We get straight to the straight to the point. Pride, that's what it is. You know what I mean? But as Mally was saying, ego, what was the other one?
Not like
being conceited.
Like,
conceited, yeah.
Proud, like, and achieve something like the baby girl graduated from kindergarten.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Ego,
mm-hmm.
like any bougie, look at me.
But it's subtle because it's in all of us, mind you. It's in all of us. Don't think that it's not in you, because once the second that you think that it's not in you, it's in you.
What I noticed also with it is, just as quick as you start thinking, it's gonna be taken away.
All praises. All praises. All praises. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 18. And if the families of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague, wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the feast of tabernacles. This shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all nations that come not up to keep the feast of tabernacles.
So mind you, now, again, this is in a righteous kingdom now. Remember, the Christ is going to set up his 1,000-year reign. This is in that 1,000 years. The devil's put away. There's no more influence of the devil nor his angels, because they're put away for 1,000 years. But there's still people that will not come up and worship, you know what I'm saying, to the God of the Israelites.
So to be already in them.
Yes. Just like it says in the scripture that pride was found in Lucifer. It was found in him. So it's not in all of them, it's in all of us. All right, y'all. Matthew 5:5. Ecclesiastes 10:13-14. Remember, we was going to read that? And then Matthew 5:5. We'll end it with that. I was going to read something, but for time's sake, you know what I'm saying, all praises. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 13 and 14. All praises to the Most High and his only begotten Son.
All praises.
And thank you to the Holy Ruach for bestowing this lesson upon us so we can hear it. And thank you for doing your job. Appreciate that.
All praises.
All praises. Oh, and I do want to say shalom to Brother Zebaniah and Ariel, Daniel, Solomon, Tobias. I want to say shalom to y'all, you know, as well. If anybody's listening, that be talking to them on the regular, tell them we said shalom.
Shalom, family.
Go ahead.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 11. For when a man is dead, he inherits.
10, 13, and 14. Oh, you gonna start at yours? My bad. Go ahead, do your thing, bro.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 11. For when a man is dead, he shall inherit creeping things.
He shall inherit what?
Creeping things, beasts and worms.
Ooh-wee.
The beginning of pride is when one departed from God, and his heart is turned away from his maker. For pride is the beginning of sin.
So pride is the beginning of sin. There's nothing good that comes out of pride. There's certain things that are good that comes out of lust. But there's absolutely nothing good that comes out of pride. Nothing. No thing. Okay? Pride is the opposite of meekness, of humbleness. Pride will kill you. Read on.
And he that have it shall pour out abomination.
So he that have it shall pour out abomination. Abomination to the Most High is a sickening smell. You remember, Jay, you know when you I don't know if you have, or if you're lactose intolerant. Are you lactose intolerant? So you know if you eat some cereal late at night, you know what I mean, or and you fart and you smell that fart and you be like, did I do that? You know what I'm saying? That's an abomination. That's an abomination. You know what I'm saying? That smell is abomination. You know what I'm saying, to the Most High. So it's saying, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out. You're pouring out abomination because of your pride. You're pouring it out, and the Most High don't want to smell that. You know what I mean? The Most High, man, if you was in jail, you fart like that, sometimes you might get your butt whooped. You know? Go ahead, read on, bro.
And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly.
Go ahead, 14.
The Lord has cast down the thrones of the proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. The Lord have plucked up the root of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their places.
That's right. All praises to Yahweh. Y'all read 2 Maccabees chapter 9, verse 4 through 29. 2 Maccabees, write this down, family. 2 Maccabees 9, verse 4 through 29. The reason why I waited to finish reading Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 13 and 14 is because, and therefore the Most High brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. This story right there is about a prideful, what was he? He was a, what is that, a Greek? He was a Greek. Yeah, he was a Greek. A prideful Greek, you know what I mean, that did terrible things to our people. And the Most High repaid him back righteously. Matthew chapter 5, verse 5. This is our last one. Howard Brown, Shalom, my brother. Look at that. Laugh. Wait, what? Matthew 5 and 5, please.
You just one verse?
Yep, that's it. A one-shot banger.
Okay. Matthew chapter 5, verse 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. And there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. So the things that we look at and we see right now with our eyes, the lust of the eyes, remember that? The lust of the flesh, the pride of life, is all going to be fire and brimstone. And if you're meek, when you're walking in your walk, if you're meek, you shall inherit you know, saying the earth. So Christ said this. He said, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Family pride will kill you. It will destroy you. And before you even recognize it or even know it, you know what I'm saying, you will be in his grasp. So continue to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and be aware that pride is subtle.
Right, can I get one, bro?
Go ahead, handle your business, bro.
Yeah, for Acts 12.
Okay.
This one by HERBAL, Acts 12.
Oh, yeah.
Acts 12 and 21.
It's 12 and 21. Go ahead, bro.
Acts chapter 12.
Yeah, 21 through 24.
Okay. Acts chapter 12, verse 21. And upon a set day, Herod, arrayed in royal apparel, sat upon his throne and made an oration unto them. And the people gave a shout, saying, it is the voice of God and not of man.
So Herod, sitting on his throne, he's arrayed in royal apparel. So he's decked out. And he made an oration, unto them. So he spoke to them. And it says in verse 22, and the people gave a shout, saying, it is the voice of God and not of a man. So now you already know that this wasn't Herod the one that beheaded John the Baptist. So now this wicked bastard, you know, is thinking to himself, all high and mighty, you know what I mean, decked out. The people, he gave an orientation. That's like for me, you know what I'm saying. I'm sitting here or whatever, not talking to y'all. I give an orientation or whatever, not thinking that, you know, I did a good job, this and all that or whatever. Now I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, I'm somebody. But this guy, he went even further. He's like, oh, it is the voice of God and not of a man. So now he's thinking to himself, you know what I'm saying, I'm a God now. Go ahead, read on.
And immediately the angel of the Lord smote him.
When?
Immediately. The angel of the Lord smote them.
So now, wait a minute. So how can and the people gave a shout, saying, it is the voice of God and not of a man. So now the people are saying this, or whatever the case may be. Immediately the angel of the Lord smote him. Why?
Because he gave not God the glory, and he was eaten of worms and gave up the ghost.
Ooh.
But the word of God grew and multiplied.
Ooh. So the reason why that happened is because he didn't give God the glory. He didn't give God the glory. And then in that moment of pride, you know what I'm saying, the Most High took his life immediately.
Immediate.
Well, that's it, family. If y'all got anything else to say, you got anything else to say or whatever, not add or whatever, or not. You know
Just all praises to the Most High. And do glory.
See, HERBAL boy got destroyed.
Yeah, most definitely.
Speaking, he let people say that.
Mhm.
Let us know. Always give glory now to the Most High. Boy.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Take credit for
Nothing.
Nothing. No thing.
Man, me and brother just sitting here just talking about that.
Yeah.
Just it's crazy how the spirit moves. We just sit here talking about it before the class started. We were just like, why do we tell each other, like, okay, like, for example, if we reading for each other, just like, you know, Todai for reading for me or Todai for doing this for me. At the end of the day, just like we like telling somebody thank you for like doing your job. So we just like from now on, like, don't thank us for doing our jobs. Like, thank the Most High. It's like, look, this is our job. It's like when you go to work, we don't look for no, you know, pat on the back for thanks for coming to work today to
Good
clock
job,
in. Thank you know, like thanks. Like, nah, it's like, look, all praises to the Most High. It's like your job.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? All praises to the Most High and His only begotten Son. Tomorrow, look forward to another lesson. And y'all be worried. You know what I'm saying? Be wary of that spirit of pride.
Right.
Man. I'm really talking to some of you brothers around here.
Yeah.
As well as myself. That's it, bro.
So I want family. Man.